Welcome back to Master Glass. I am your host, Livio, and today I'm going to review what I was told is golden Campari. Now, that was back in 1993, so no, it's probably not golden Campari, but I'm going to give it a shot. It's called Bianco Sarti, and it's an Italian aperitif. In 1862, Gaspare Campari in Milan starts a iconic brand called Campari, but in 1885 in Bologna, Luigi Sarti, I should say, invents Bianco Sarti. So I'm going to just compare the two. The reason why I'm likening it to golden Campari isn't because I really think it is, but because, crack the bottle, there we go. But because back in the day when I bartended and I asked one of my head bartenders to explain to me what Bianco Sarti was, he said, just consider it like a golden Campari. So I'm going to compare it with the benchmark Campari to see. Now, again, both iconic brands. Bianco Sarti, I believe during the First World War, the plant that produced it went down, so it refounded in 1947. But what we have here are a bunch of flowers, herbs, and spices and roots that are infused inside of what I believe is a wine-based spirit. That's what I've heard in reading up on it. Of course, the color is different. We have gold over here. We have red over here. The nose of Bianco Sarti is very floral. Hint of honey notes, but a nice little tad of rootiness and a whisper of ginger, maybe even more than a whisper of ginger. There is some ginger in here. And then on the Campari, totally different. This is much more of a rooty, bitter aroma. So this one here is a little bit more delicate on the nose. This one here is a little bit more rooty and bitter on the nose. Speaking of, 24% alcohol by volume, 28% alcohol by volume. So the Bianco Sarti is a little more boozy. Now, because the color of this one is lighter, and if you watched my videos on aperitivi versus bitters versus Amari, you know that if the color is lighter, there might be an indication that the product here is going to be a little bit easier to drink. Therefore, I'm going to start with the Bianco Sarti first. Surprisingly, this drinks a lot like a fortified wine. I almost feel like it's a dry vermouth with some bitter notes to it. So this is like a dry vermouth with all the herbs that you would expect inside of vermouth, with a little bit of that wininess, which is in here. But then add a little tad of Campari in there to get those little bitter notions to it. So very winey, very fortified wine-ish. And Campari, if you don't know by now how much I love it, you haven't watched enough episodes of Master Glass. Just beautiful, bittersweet, lovely orange flavors, really well structured on the palate. Now, in the 1980s or 90s, Bianco Sarti partnered up with a bunch of Hollywood actors, and one of them was actually Telly Savalas. So a signature drink that is made with Bianco Sarti is called the Kojak, and inside the Kojak there is vodka, there is Bianco Sarti. Maybe I have it here. I want to double check it. But there it is, there's Bianco Sarti, there's strawberry syrup, and then there's a Pilsner or a Weiss beer. So it's a beer tail, right, with Bianco Sarti, strawberries, and vodka. Really, really cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just enjoy Bianco Sarti the way I would now that I've tasted it, which is just in a little rocks glass. Add just the right amount of ice that you like. Since I have some here, I'm gonna put it in and just gonna let this chill a little bit. And let me see what it does when it's over ice, what the ice opens up. A little more of the sweetness pops, a little more of the florality pops when you add ice to it. Now, as I mentioned, because this tastes a little bit like a fortified wine to me, what ingredient goes well with fortified wines in drinks such as the Negroni and the Boulevardier? It's Campari. So I'm not going to completely saturate it with Campari, but I'm going to just go like that. So I'm basically to 3 parts of Bianco Sarti, I added only 1 part of Campari. Let's see what this is all about. I don't know if it's because I'm tasting history or if it's because I'm tasting delicious, but put this into perspective. You have a gentleman in 1862 who invented an iconic liqueur in Milan. You have a gentleman in 1885 who invented an iconic liqueur in Livorno or in Bologna. And both of them, Bianco Sarti has about 20 herbs. Campari has about that much as well, maybe a few more. In here, I am drinking almost about 50 herbs. I'm drinking well over 200 years of history, and combined by the 2 brands. And yeah, and the flavor is all there. So these are the types of beverages that I really enjoy, because when you have ingredients like these that give you all sorts of flavors, they give you bitter, they give you fruity, they give you floral, they give you sweet, they give you orangey or some sort of citrusy, all you need is a couple of ice cubes. If you like this episode of Master Glass, please give it a like. And if you don't, give it a like anyway. And come back to Master Glass, where we don't just talk about cocktails, we talk about traditions, and we talk about history. Thanks for watching.